Hello, San Angelo. I'm James Bouligny.
And I'm Tessa Koskovich.
A purse thief was arrested over the weekend. ASU's police department is looking for a suspect.
We have an awesome update on Kash Nelson, and the Western Roundup was this past Saturday.
Before that, Terry T.D. Williams is in studio with Joe Hyde and cooks a steak. Cooks a steak that you can find at the ArcLight. We'll get into that right after these messages from Jim Bass and Carpet Tech.
Save big on new and used cars and trucks at BassBunch.com.
When anyone needs a new car or truck, where do they go?
That's easy, BassBunch.com.
What? It's BassBunch.com.
Everybody knows BassBunch.com.
BassBunch.com. Did I hear right?
There is only one place, BassBunch.com.
If you want to save a bunch of money, the only place to shop is BassBunch.com.
My name is Cade Simmons. I'm the site manager here in San Angelo. What matters to our customers, I believe, is what we say is CT quality, CT experience, just making sure their needs are met, taking care of their home like it was ours. You just have to keep thinking of, it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. So just making sure you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of, and just knowing that they can rely on us, I think, matters to them a lot.
Hello, Joe Hyde with San Angelo Live. I am here with a special culinary treat from the ArcLight Sports Bar and Grill. And now, for full disclosure, the team here at San Angelo Live, we actually own a part of the ArcLight. It's a vertical move for San Angelo Live, proving that we can take a restaurant, make it have really good food, and promote it on San Angelo Live and grow it very quickly. And we are very proud to have Terry Don Williams, this man to my right. He's our head chef at the ArcLight.
Yes, sir.
So, without being nervous, because chefs get nervous, now, without being nervous, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I grew up here in San Angelo, Texas, local. I started my culinary venture, I'd say, probably about 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I've grown in that and everything like that. And, y'all gave me the opportunity over at ArcLight to take over as the head chef. And I've been working with y'all. And it's been a pretty good thing. And I think we've started creating things like the steak we have here we're going to talk about in a minute and all that, and everything's looking up there. And I'm enjoying everything I'm doing and enjoying the venture we're going on in this restaurant.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun and a lot of creativity going on in the kitchen, which I like, because we can quick turn some of these things, see if they work, see if they don't work. Yeah. Some of the things that we've done, like you came up with the club sandwich.
Yeah, the club's one of our popular items, and then we added on the smash, which has been growing.
And when they say smash, that's a new thing. It's like smash burger. And I best way to describe it is like Whataburger on steroids.
And those have been some of the popular items we've added, and we revamped the menu and everything like that with some of the creations of me and some of the team that we've hired on and all that. And it's looking like people are enjoying everything we're doing over there.
I think they are, because we see the numbers and the more we promote. But anyway, it's the ArcLight Sports Bar and Grill. It's in the Clarion Hotel at 441 Rio Concho. But this is kind of special because what we started doing, Terry and I, talked about this a while back. We started looking for local sourcing for food.
Yes. And
one of the biggest things you can source locally here in San Angelo, Texas, what else but beef, right?
Yeah.
So this is the Sklanarix steak.
Yeah, it's the 1 pound ribeye.
1 pound ribeye. Now, it's not cheap, but it's really good. So, Terry, tell me about how we're preparing this ribeye.
We've got the ribeye, and we take it, we hand cut it ourselves to the pound. We measure it, make sure everything's right on that. And before we cook the ribeye specifically, we have it soaking in a rosemary oil. And then when we get it on the grill, we have our grill seasoning that we make in-house. We sprinkle that on there. We let it cook to the desired temperature. And then we've got a compound butter that we finish it off with. It's a cilantro garlic compound butter. And we throw that on there. We let it melt and get, real nice and juicy. And then on the side, we've got our house-made mash and broccoli, which people seem to be loving those two items. And then we have a custom a mojo sauce.
This is the green stuff.
Yeah.
And this is what, like, from a marketing perspective, I say, we can't, this is green, it's kind of warm. But I said, man, Terry, we can't put green sauce on our plates for marketing pictures, because people see the green stuff. They go, but it's good. What is it?
Yeah, it is a mix. It's pretty close to a chimichurri, but it's not exactly the same. It's more of a It's got a little less in it. It's more of a jalapeno, cilantro, parsley, and oil mix. And you blend them together till they just combine into this kind of sauce. You know, it's not as thick as your traditional steak sauces or anything like that, but it's got a peppery and a very it's got a peppery taste with a very fragrant from all those herbs you blend up in it.
So with a ribeye, especially a good ribeye, you don't want to ruin it with A1 steak sauce,
Oh, yeah,
right?
of course not.
So the special sauce that you've made for it really complements.
Yeah, it gets you, and it goes with, you know, like I said, we have that rosemary oil and our custom grill seasoning, and it just blends really well with the sauce, you know, and you can dip it in the sauce, you can pour the sauce on top, however you want to eat it, but it goes good with the whole steak and all the things put into the steak.
A little bit more about where we're sourcing the beef. We source it from Snatcher, which is in Miles, Texas. If you're headed from San Angelo to Miles, well, first of all, it's worth the trip to go see those guys. It's Mark and Paul Snatcher. They've been running this thing since 1985. It's a true butcher shop, and but what they're really good at are sausages. Their sausages for breakfast are to die for. My wife goes up there once a month, you know, and loads up on the stuff. Really good, really, and they're award winning. They enter these contests, they win prizes, but they also have all the steaks. They have sirloin, primarily sirloin, ribeye. I mean, you name it up there. Any of them over there. and so we're getting these ribeye. They call them loaves. I just found out.
Yeah.
And so we buy the big ribeye loaf, and then your guys cut it.
Yeah.
So it's really fresh cut piece of meat. You can't find that really anywhere else in this town, I don't think.
No, very many
locally
places.
sourced Snatcher steaks, and we have sirloins and the ribeye.
Yeah, and then we have the sirloin tips also.
Yeah, sirloin beef tips. So
yes, sir.
if you want you're not as hungry.
yeah.
You can get the beef tips.
You're not starving, you know.
Right.
Get those ones.
So what are you looking for as far as future things happening at the ArcLight?
I'm hoping we could get, you know, items like this. Like we have this, and you know, I'm hoping we can find some more local produce and stuff like that we can bring into the restaurant and maybe make a few more recipes with and stuff like that to add onto the menu later on in our venture that people are going to enjoy. And it's going to be, you know, in a way it's giving back to the community because we're getting that produce and stuff here around here, everything like that. And plus you'd much rather have, you know, that thing you just got from the market or the farm than, you know, something that's frozen in your freezer. And right. I think it's not just about the sales, it's about the fact that the food's good, you know, and it's better. And it has more flavor and it gives back, you know. And so I'm hoping we can get more things similar to this plate coming into the restaurant so we can get it out of the restaurant and people.
Also, we're open. The ArcLight is open on both Saturday and Sunday for brunch from 10 till 2? 10 a.m.
10 to 2, yes, sir.
10 till 2 on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if there are very many places you can get a brunch on a Saturday, but we decided to go. In fact, that was your first idea.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot on Saturdays. You know, I think I've seen like one or two other places in town that'll do them, but I've had that question asked. You know, at other places I've worked and stuff. You know, hey, we kind of want to do this on a Saturday because, you know, Sunday people have other stuff going on. They've got their church and their family stuff going on, and they're like, you know, Saturdays we're free.
Yeah.
We want brunch that day too, and we don't want to go to Denny's or something, you know.
Right.
And if you've got one or two places, you know, you're going to go there and they're going to be packed.
What's the most popular brunch item, you think?
Oh man, we have a potato hash bowl, and I think that as of right now, that's just going. That's flying out the door. You know,
okay.
It's hand cut potatoes, it's homemade salsa. You know, it's all the, you know, hand cut everything, and people are getting it, and the next day they're having their family come get the same thing, and the next week we've got their friends coming and getting the same thing, and so that's one that's become really popular.
Okay, so it's called the hash bowl.
It's like a hashed potato bowl. You know, you've got your eggs, your hash, your meats, your cheese, and your salsa with it.
So all in one, it's like in a bowl.
Yeah, it's all one, just one mix.
Lots of protein and carbs.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so the ArcLight Sports Bar and Grill, it's located inside the Clarion Hotel downtown at 441 Rio Concha. It's a little bit to the east of downtown, but it's a beautiful setting. It's right there next to a big railroad bridge. I mean, if you're going to come out and get some photos, we have a gigantic outdoor patio, and the weather's beautiful for that right now. And our kitchen is revving up.
Yeah. Go out and eat the steak on the patio. It looks a little better, you know.
That's right. Well, Terry, thank you for coming on our show today.
Yes, sir.
This is Terry Don Williams. He's the head chef at the ArcLight Sports Bar and Grill. And back to you guys.
In news, the Western Roundup was on Saturday, and it was a blast. Tessa, what did you think?
It was a lot of fun. I liked being out there. We were out there for a very long time.
We were.
But I liked being out there. It was a good time.
Yeah, we got Shane Smith and the Saints. We put some pictures up of that. We got Cody Canada. We had Dylan Wheeler. We interviewed Dylan Wheeler.
We interviewed Dylan Wheeler. We didn't get Shea Absher. We got Tristan Graves and Gage and the Grease Monkeys. We were going to get Cody Canada. He was cool with us interviewing him. And then some stuff happened, so we did not get that interview.
Yeah, I mean, publicist comes in and
right.
just ruins everything.
They ignore, as they do, you know.
Right.
But that's okay.
But I don't want it to be lost, though. This was for 5 individuals. It was for Mallory Campos, Connor Barnes, Carly Joe Johnson, Ray Cook, Robert Laster, to receive all the proceeds from this. They're battling cancer right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got a good update on Carly last week. Her leukemia cells, I guess when she went in January or earlier this year, were like 19,000 per million. And now those cells are 500 per million. And all the bone marrow in her, I think she said all the bone marrow is like, the DNA is now Hayden's DNA. Hayden is her brother who donated the stem cells to her. So everything seems to be looking good for her. We talked to Mallory for a while there at the concert.
We did. We had a fun time with Mallory, I think.
I think so too. And everything seems to be going, she's going back to work here shortly.
On the 19th.
So everything's trending in the right direction for him. Connor's going back to Houston to continue his treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everything seems to be...
They're doing good.
Right.
They're looking positive for now. Thankfully.
Absolutely.
Thankfully. But.
And then the organizers, you have Deborah, Melissa, and Kathy. So blessed I got to meet them. And
they are
got
very
to work
sweet
with
ladies.
Them.
They're awesome.
They worked their ass off out there.
They did. They really did.
It was a lot of fun, and I truly blessed that I had access to all these bands, and we were able to interview them. And I don't think I certainly deserved that, but hey, it was a good time.
I don't know. You worked pretty hard for this. You worked really hard.
Like, I didn't know any of these recipients beforehand, but
exactly
when they needed something, I could do it. I decided to do it.
Exactly.
But in news, a woman was arrested after allegedly stealing a purse from St. Joseph's this weekend. A post went viral around San Angelo where Gabriel Flores says an older woman took off with his grandmother's purse. There was security camera footage that allegedly showed a 60-year-old Denise Rizigo walking out with her bag under her arm. Flores confronted her at a Walmart where she was arrested.
Angelo State Police are searching for 35-year-old Joshua Ryan Bennett, who is wanted in connection with multiple scooter and bicycle thefts around campus. Bennett is 6'1" and 175 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. He has 6 active warrants, and anyone with information to his whereabouts is encouraged to call Detective Villarreal at 325-942-2071 or the 24-hour tip line at 325-942-2288.
Yes, and we have another update on Kash Nelson, and it's a good one. Earlier this year, Kash Nelson crawled through a doggy door and fell into a swimming pool, and he has been in the hospital ever since. His father, Matt Nelson, has been keeping everybody up to date with his son's condition, and this morning he said Kash has been working with therapists, and that in a future update, they could be getting out of the hospital.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. This was so scary when it happened.
It was terrifying, and progress with Kash has been slow but steady.
Right, and I think that's all you can ask for is just that consistent.
Mm-hmm. He's getting better day by day.
Right, it's better than hitting, we had a really good day, and then you have a couple bad ones. Everything seems to just be trending, even though it's a long road, It
is a long road, and there were some of those good days, and then, one setback in the beginning, but he's looking up, he's opened his eyes, he's sitting up, it's getting good for him.
Because for a while there, it's like, this might be... I remember when it happened, I think before we had anything up on the site, I had heard that something had happened with the child that was all I heard, but it was like, this is really, really bad. So thankful everything's going the way it's going.
Right, and from how it looks now, he's going to be okay, which is just really thank goodness.
Right, absolutely. And of course, I believe they don't have insurance, so you can go to that article on sanangelive.com and you can still donate. Keep helping that family out.
I'm sure you guys know too, even with insurance, they do not want to pay those bills.
Yeah, he's been in the hospital for a few months at this point now, so every little bit helps.
And we will get right into weather after the message from Jay Chandler.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Into weather, I hope you made it out to the Western Roundup because the weather was beautiful on Saturday and Sunday, and that may have been the end for great weather because the heat cranks up this week.
Thank God. The high today is up in the 90s at 91, and the low tonight dips down to 67. Then tomorrow we could break into the triple digits as the high comes in at 102 and cools off with a low at 71. Wednesday looks to copy Tuesday with a high at 102, but with a low at 69.
All right. Thursday and Friday don't get quite as hot as the highs are in the upper 90s, and the lows will again be pretty nice in the mid 60s.
I'm so excited for this warm weather.
I know it was kind of bipolar there for a little bit.
It was bipolar.
Hot and cold, and then it was raining, and then it was humid, and
I'm ready for 100 degrees in the sun. Not that we get out much anyways, but you know, it's nice to wish.
Well.
And we will be right back after a quick word from Kanos Diamonds and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kanos Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kanos Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kanos stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kanos at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show,
the only locally owned news show in the Concho Valley.
Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms.
And download the San Angelo Live mobile app.
And for the live team, I'm Tessa Koskovich.
And I'm James Bouligny.
We'll